What are all these exceptions? Hello, and welcome to the Füsh Exception Book. Exception 1, an ace cannot be trumped, except by the opposite color 2, in which case the ace is worth 0, loses its trump quality, and cannot win in a straight. Exception 2, if a player wins a trick with a 2, they jog around the table or playing area repeatedly, saying 2, holding up 2 fingers. Thumbs do not count, or else the other team wins the trick. If this coincides with exception 9, both players must do this. This exception does not apply if you're playing in a car. Exception 3, in the event of a straight, the lowest value card wins the trick and trump is void. Clarification, if there's a tie in value, like in exception 6, the lowest number with that value breaks the tie. This can occur across aces, such as ace, king, 2, 3. In this case, the 2 will win, bearing another card is worth 0. Due to exception 1, sub-exception A. Kramer! Exception 4, if all 4 cards are trump suit, face cards are worth 0. This includes aces. Exception 5, if all 4 suits are played in a trick, the first team to give each other a high five wins the trick. There must be palm-on-palm contact, which sounds awkward. No hovering. Only one arm may be used in the high five scenario. A player cannot use a second arm to block the other team's high five. This exception does not apply if you're playing with Bob. Exception 6, a black 7 will beat a red 8, and a red 7 will beat a black 8, unless a 6 is in play, in which case the 7 and the 8 are worth 5. This can overrule trump. Clarification, if there's a black 6, black 7, red 8, black 9 straight, the 7 will win. If there's a black 5, black 6, black 7, red 8, the 5 will win. Elaine! Exception 7, a 7 will make the jack have the value of 0 unless both the 7 and the jack are trump. If the jack is trump and the 7 is not, the jack will have the value of 0. It's still winning because it's trump suit, but will be beaten by any other trump. Exception 8, if 2 of the same card is played in a row, the second card will take preference, unless the player of the first card says ka-ching, cash register noise, along with the appropriate inverted fist pump. Unless one of the cards is trump, you still can, but it's unnecessary. If this occurs with 6s, the player of the first card must make hissing sounds and devil horns instead. Exception 9, if a team plays cards of the same color and number, it beats all non-face cards. Clarification, if both teams do this, then the team with the higher number wins the trick. Exception 10, if playing between the hours of 10 and 11, both AM and PM, the team with the least amount of tricks wins the points. Standard time, it happens twice per day. Exception 11, if there's a 3 of a kind and occurs in a trick, the trump suit switches to the suit not the 3 of a kind for the next trick. Exception 12, if one card is worth 0 2 more times, all exceptions are void and it wins the trick, except high five, you still high five. Exception 13, if playing on the age of 14, a player must announce so before the start of each round, or else they lose one trick. Exception 14, if a team earns more than 3 points in a round, they must give each other a high five, or else the other team earns the points. This cannot be done to make the other team go over. If a team doesn't high five, the other team doesn't need to high five. This is to prevent an infinite loop of refusal. Exception 15, if playing on Saturday or in a tournament, players must have the option to say the Pledge of Allegiance or sing their respective country's national anthem, if not in the US, before the start of the game. George! Exception 16, the winning team must shake hands with the losing team, or else they lose 2 points. The handshake cannot be avoided. Believe me, I tried. Exception 17, in the extremely rare event of all 4 cards being the same, every exception is suspended, and the winner of the next trick wins both. Exception 18, the dealer may choose before dealing to call out a card to have the value of 0 before the round. It can still be used to make a partner win, like in Exception 9. Exception 19, if one player wins 3 tricks in a row, their face cards are worth 0 for the next 3 tricks. This carries over rounds. Exception 20, in the event of a double hit or Durgan, the game shall enter a Tetris bypass confrontation, which will be settled through the appointment of Kramer. I mean a Durshkener. English version, in the event of 2 teams high-fiving at the same time, the winner shall be decided by someone who is not watching and will not have a biased opinion. You could just flip a coin, but it's not as fun. Exception 21, if playing while it's raining, the trump suit switches to the opposite suit of the same color that it would be normally. I can't stand this on Wednesdays. Exception 22. After all the cards are dealt and before the first card is played, if a player holds a 4 of a kind, they do not have to, show all 4 cards to the players in order to earn a point. If this is done with 2s, the player must follow Exception 2 by running around the table or playing area 4 times, once for each 2. Exception 23. Non-verbal signals sent between partners must consist of at least 3 different signals. You can't just simply knock on the table thrice. Exception 24. If there are more than 2 onlookers present during the entire trick, 4s are now worth 8.01. Exception 25. If there's an onlooker who is insistent on learning by watching and not playing, the players may decide to make a new exception, especially for that game, to further confuse the onlooker. You're confused? I'm the one who's confused here. That's it. I'm out of here. I can't take it anymore. Have a good night.